Test. There we go. Much better. There we go. It was just moving. It was just moving.
No, I think it's the proximity of the microphone.
Of the microphone, right?
Yeah.
How about now?
We need to get what's this?
That's for my mouse. I took that out.
Oh, okay, all right. We need to get one of those the wire clippers things that Johnny bought a whole bunch of them. Like, we need to get one of those here.
All right.
So we can organize this.
Hear me patting on it. As I don't know, it's disturbing to do.
I think this is good.
Oh, there we go. The mute button was off. There we go. What's going on, everyone? Is that better? Is that they do? I gotta lean in to talking.
We need to get another mic.
Do we gotta lean in to talking? Yeah, we probably gotta get out the mic. We do gotta get out the mic. Oh man, so we said so much. I think we gotta run it back. So, well, like I said, we know this is not true, but hold on, I'm skipping the whole thing. Formality. I'm your man Ant. This is the Crypto Fix. I'm here with Lena, the office manager here, btminers, and we're here to talk political with you guys with everything going on with the SEC and crypto industry. It's just been a messy 2 weeks.
I think it's been messy for ages.
It's just getting messier right now. So if you look at the title, you'll see the SEC sues Bitcoin. We know that's not possible because nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. But we don't know, but the government may know. So I asked Lena this question off air and stuff like that. What happens if they do sue Bitcoin to say Bitcoin is a security? We don't want this happening in the United States whatsoever. What happens to the value of Bitcoin? And I said everything we just speculating. So please don't hold this. But we gotta knock on the door. That's why you gotta love live, people. That's why you gotta love live. So we just speculating to find out what's going on in the market right now. So if the SEC sues Bitcoin, that's interesting. Like I said, the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto will come into play. And once they reveal themselves, like we all know, as a group of people, as a man or a woman, we don't know. But once they reveal themselves, then we get down to the nitty-gritty and say, yo, this is what it is. Will the value of Bitcoin increase because we know the identity of, we know the true identity of Mr. Nakamoto, or I won't say Mr. Satoshi, or because it may decrease because they don't fit the image we have in place of that individual. To me, I feel that the value will increase because you get to see the face behind the coin. And people say, and give people hope that this individual or these individuals have started something great of Bitcoin. And if the SEC is saying, hey, Bitcoin, you can't do this no more, you're just going to fire up a bunch of people and rally behind Bitcoin and say, hey, Bitcoin is the future. You can't stop progress.
So yeah, I think the thing with the finding the creator, I don't think it's fair to really sue the creator of Bitcoin, because anyone can create something, but if someone was to do something illegal with the item, it's not really the creator's fault, right?
Of course not. Yeah.
Or if the original intention behind the creation um, was not so that people, some people can lose money, or some people can be scammed by others. So shouldn't I guess, as you go after the scammers, not see? Here's the thing: there are if you can sue the inventor for something years after it's created, for something that they created this, but they didn't do anything wrong with it. If the creators can get in trouble for something that may happen, that someone else may do to this with this item, then I would think that most of the inventors out there would pause what they're doing. I Because my original intention, say, to
Mhm.
create a, so assuming, like say, if I invented a new design of a knife,
Mhm.
and then someone decide to use that knife to kill someone. Now, do I get in trouble for the creation of that knife? The same with like plastic. I mentioned
Yes.
before, in the previous live stream. Um, we are seeing a lot of issues with the environment with plastics, whether it be straws, cups, or plastic bags. So now do we go? So now can the government go to the? I think the creator of plastic is very well
We
deceased,
got someone.
but his family is still taking profit for his invention, right? So can the government go to the family, the heirs of the creator of plastic, and say, your great grandfather created plastic, and now sea turtles are dying. Like, do you have to pay environmentalists all over the world for the money we spent on cleaning plastic out of the ocean?
Yes.
So
On that one, yes, they do, and I agree. With look at new. He said yes. He said look at the M16 gun. So the people that manufacture the M16 gun, and it's being done, in terrorist acts in America, people are going after the manufacturer.
no. So the manufacturer and the inventors are different,
I
or
mean,
designers are
or the
different.
or the inventor. People are
So
going after the
so
inventor.
originally made, well, okay, so were the M16 guns used by the military, by the US military at one point?
Hmm.
So
I think it's a car. I think it's a staple gun. Is it M4 carbine National Guard carrier, or is it M16? One of them you walk around with.
so now it's now it's the designer's fault for something that could happen, that people can potentially do with this, and then there's no one will want to be innovative. No
I
one
mean,
will
I
want
think
to
I think
be.
that's the point, right? And thank you for segueing that. So, and Fox. So there's an article on Fox Business I came across, and Gary Gensler did quote, "We've seen this story before. It reminisces of what we had in the 1920s before the federal security laws were put in place. Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes. The public left in line at the bankruptcy court." Gary Gensler. And according to Fox Business, the SEC chairman calls crypto industry hucksters, fraudsters, and scam artists and Ponzi schemes. The chairman is spreading fear among the American people, and innovators are leaving the United States and going international. Crypto needs to be regulated by a new group. Gensler is spreading fear of new technology. He's been shooting randomly that have to do with new technology, said Tim Draper. They're going to be bad apples. We all play by a certain set of rules. We always believe in those rules in the US. Now we don't know what are the rules, but the chairman can enforce whatever whenever he seems fit.
So there's no rule, but you're supposed to obey the rule. And with the comment, lookout new.
Mm-hmm.
So war gun when the M16 war gun was made.
Yes.
So does that mean that when it was first invented, it was probably
it was made for war?
No. So does that mean the U.S. military helped fund the invention?
They paid for it. Yeah, they paid for the guns.
When shouldn't the U.S. U.S. military be sued for?
I mean, how you gonna sue for someone as buying the gun? So once the gun is, when they show the gun, I don't know how crypto and guns go hand in hand, but when you buy when he revealed the gun, the maker of the M16, the U.S. has said, okay, we want X amount of numbers, and they paid the price for it. So U.S. has nothing to do. The military had nothing to do with them purchasing the weapon. In this case, the inventor made the gun for war only. Now the gun you can get it at any gun shop.
So whose fault is it that the design was leaked or it was released? Or
I mean, once like I said, I'm not too familiar how gun patents work, so don't quote me on this, people, please. So I think after a certain amount of time that gun becomes public to the people. I could be wrong.
No. So I think we should really stop there because there are some activists for guns.
If you part of the NRA, if I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. But again, you're right. So there's bad apples in every industry. I always say that there's bad apples in every industry. We can look at the banks.
Yes.
We can look at e-commerce. We can look at other trading platforms, social media platforms. There's going to be a scam. There's a scam artist Ponzi scheme going on the tip of our fingers. Are you going after Instagram, someone pretending to be someone to get you out of your money? Are you going after your social media platform? I get about TikTok, the whole TikTok thing. I get that. But if you're going at the other social media platforms that's domestic in the United States, saying, hey, your platform is promoting fraudsters, hucksters, scam artists.
So I do think that with every platform, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube,
exactly,
there are scammers and con artists on
everywhere. You can't stop that.
So I feel like common sense would be we go after the people who are actually doing the wrong with the intention of doing wrong. Now, should these platforms have should these platforms have tighter control over who's using these, or catch the con artists before they con people?
It's hard to catch a con artist,
but it's very
very difficult to catch.
But again, exactly. So it's very hard to catch someone. I mean, U.S. government with CIA and FBI, no one's accusing them of not catching con artists before they do their
exactly.
So companies will have a lot less resource than FBI and CIA. So what laws are
for to keep everyone in line. Yes, that is true.
So laws should be clear and concrete, and not having that, what laws are we there to follow? Coinbase asked for a concrete set of regulations and rules.
But you're right, he did, and he still let them go public as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He still let them go public. Now he's spinning. How do people say that? He's spinning the block around saying, "Hey, you're breaking all types of our regulations."
I mean, they can kind of say what they want. I think I saw a post somewhere that said, I sent that to you a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, SEC has been suing a different company almost every year.
That's the biggest problem with the lawmakers are running behind they don't know what Bitcoin is, or how can they make laws, the government. So you're right about that. Look out, new. Okay, we always say technology always outpaces the law.
Mm.
So our government is trying to play catch up right now. So they're trying to piece together. So okay, do this do this piece of law fits what they're doing here in this technical realm. So it's a grab and go. Let's take a piece of this law of our financial laws and say, hey, where is cryptocurrency? You don't consider crypto as currency, but where is crypto falls under? That's number one. What does it falls under? If it's a currency under our currency laws, is it breaking any of those laws or our regulations?
And I don't think it's fair to say that they don't know what Bitcoin is, because Gary Gensler was somewhat of an expert on cryptocurrency prior to coming on board to SE. I mean, he used to do lectures.
Yes, he did in Boston, MIT, right?
I think so, one of the Ivy League schools. So I don't think it's fair to really say someone who give out lectures at those, Ivy League universities are not. And he was, I think he tried to get on board to
Binance.
So I don't think it's fair to say that he doesn't know what they are. And I am fairly certain that when he was trying to join Binance, he was not against crypto, or else he wouldn't have tried.
So you trying to say this? You trying to say this is a vendetta?
It's possible.
I mean, we don't know what happened. So we know he tried to apply. I don't know. He tried to apply. They denied him, and then the SEC job came along. Biden, the Biden administration appointed him to the chairman position. So it can't be. You're right. It can't be a vendetta. But he's starting to pee off a lot of Republicans when it comes to this.
So I think another thing with Gary Gensler is it just happens that when he came on board to SEC was when crypto really fell in value, right? And then just seeing so many people lose their money and so the thing with crypto is every few years there will be a spike and value go up. We started out with just a few $100, less than that.
Yeah, he came on board April of 2021.
So when he first came on board, the first half a year Bitcoin was doing great. All the cryptocurrencies were doing great, and then soon after, crypto started to drop in value all across the board. And so I think part of it is I would think that for someone, especially head of SEC, he wants to make his name known. I did something.
Oh.
And I did something to help the people. I did something. I'm not just going with the flow. I'm doing something for the people. I want my name to be out there. I want people to remember. I want my name to be in the history.
He will leave his legacy.
Exactly.
Even though he got children, he will leave his legacy what he done for the American people.
Yes. And even and at the beginning of every industry there will be some discrepancies on whether or not this item is actually good for society. I think eventually the government will they have to accept crypto. It's not going away. And especially with the innovations on like subjects like on like video games are now incorporating crypto, or on Web3. It's not. I don't think crypto is going away.
It's not.
So you just have to accept it. And the argument on the second article you had over there, the argument that
China has now started to accept crypto in the banking system. I've been hearing China.
I saw that this morning. So I think China was really against crypto. 2021, China was like completely shut down all mining operations overseas there. Part of that was because of their energy crisis, but they were against Bitcoin or cryptocurrency as well. But eventually, I mean, government will just have to eat it and accept it, and it's like they're powerless towards the development of the cryptocurrency, and eventually people will just, you know, accept it. It's same with like the current banking system. Everyone has a bank. Well, not everyone, but most people have bank account nowadays. But when banks were first in U.S., especially during the Great Depression, people were really against banks.
Yeah.
A lot of people lost their money in banks, and
people still lose their money with banks.
They still do, but there are more protection on it now.
Yes.
And we had banks in U.S. for I don't know how long, but for many years before FDIC was established. So I think what we need for cryptocurrency is, are a few things that we need are concrete regulation. You know, what rules do we have to follow, and a concrete definition of what cryptocurrency is, and then how people can operate or use it for maybe
according to Big Gary, that the rules been in place since the 1920s.
Rules has been in
place. The financial federal rules has been in place since the 1920s.
Just 2 years ago, he was saying that if it's not a security and they don't see it as currency, then no, we shouldn't. I mean, if they don't think cryptocurrency is money, then you shouldn't follow the money law. But if you tell me, I feel like if SEC was to say, okay, from now on, we are now defining Bitcoin as a currency, as a security, then yeah, you tell me what that is, and then I will follow the rules for that. But if you don't tell me if you keep denying it, then if it's not currency, then it does not follow currency rules, you know?
Yeah, I get that. So if it's not, again, it always go back to the major question. What's the major question I always ask? What is crypto? It goes back to that simple question. What is crypto? If it's not a currency, then what is it? If you want me to follow financial rules, so we deeming this as a currency then. But you're right, you said China said they can't fight against it, but US has an ego so big, they say, yo, we'll crash this whole market. We'll crash this market and develop something better than this. That's ego. No, that's straight up ego.
That's being a bully. No, so remember a few days ago, I was talking to you about this. I like how international trading, the currency for international trading is right now a big pie. You know, predominantly right now, I think 84% is when companies trade, they're still using US dollar as a base. So if say like this microphone, if you want to buy that microphone say if you're from another country and I'm from a third country and neither one of us live in US and we're trying to trade this microphone because we don't have a common currency that we use. Oftentimes companies will use US dollar as their base currency. So when you wire the payment to me, I'm expecting say like $100 worth of your currency into my bank, or I'm expecting you to swap your currency to US dollar and then you send me the payment in US dollar for this microphone. But a few years ago, the US dollars percentage was much higher than I think right now it's like 80 or 84%. So a few years ago, it was definitely higher. Now I think a few weeks ago, people are saying that Chinese currency is now overtaking. No, it's not. Like
that was a talk because there's a few countries that started adopting the Chinese yen.
They're still far, but I mean, US is still like 80 some percent. So don't worry about that. But you know, it is definitely alarming to see the Chinese RMB gaining strength. So, and then we also have this new currency, cryptocurrency, that's also eating up a small portion of the pie. So my guess, as I am very big on conspiracy theories, is that we need like Chinese, not Chinese government, U.S. government wants to nip this in the bud.
Of course. Do you want the US dollar to still be the most powerful currency
Yes.
around?
Yes, and if crypto gains popularity,
You would crash the industry. I'm telling you, it would crash the industry. It would say, yo, we're going to try to deplete this industry any way we can. Just to keep the US dollar on top.
As citizens of US, that is somewhat beneficial. I mean, we are paid in US dollars, so
Exactly.
I guess that's good. But unfortunately, for the rest of the world, it's but that's not my problem.
I mean, like I said, Bitcoin would still be traded internationally, but again, what would be the value of that Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is tied to USD as far as value. So if the US say, hey, you know what, we just burn this industry out. Do your Web3, do your video games, we don't care. But if you want to trade, if people do collect coins, we're gonna control the platform, we're gonna control this, we're gonna control that. Okay. I always say, if you ban something, there was a popular underground of it. So now I go overseas with it. What would Bitcoin be based off of? Would it be based off the yen, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the pound?
I don't know what it would be based off, but the thing is, like in most countries, like for example, our boss Casey, when he sees Bitcoin, he's probably reading like how much Bitcoin is worth in the RMB. Oh wait, it has to be based on something, just like the US dollar is based on GDP. The coin is not based on anything. So, so that's a part of being decentralized.
Yeah,
it's not based or it's same with say like a stock of Apple. It's based on the performance of Apple, but it's not always based on. If a lot of people buy Apple stocks, then it will go up, disregarding regardless of what how the company is actually doing. GameStop a while back.
Oh yeah, the GameStop.
Yeah, a lot of people were buying GameStop stocks, even though the performance of the company itself stayed the same. GameStop stocks actually went through the roof, even though companies stayed the same. So
he said stocks are based on people's feelings.
Same with Bitcoin. Just saying.
So, like I said,
and we kind of all it would take. I truly believe that all it would take is to have one Fortune 500 company to accept Bitcoin, and there's no stopping it. It will just spread to other companies. Like Tesla right now, I think is one of the few companies, like Fortune 500 companies that accepts crypto. But
we need one more.
All we need is one
more.
Because
Elon Musk, it's the whole Elon Musk thing.
Yes, it's Elon Musk thing. But it will Tesla, Bitcoin.
Oh, they stopped accepting Dogecoin? I did not know. I thought they were still accepting Dogecoin.
I just checked.
You can't pay with the Doge no more?
I was just on the Tesla website like 2 weeks ago, because Johnny, our technician, was talking about wanting to get a Tesla.
Yeah, we always on the Tesla website. We talk hella crap about we were looking to get a Tesla. What else we trying to get a Tesla?
And so yeah, I feel like 2-3 weeks ago, I was looking it up and they were accepting Bitcoin or Dogecoin.
It was Doge at the time, but Lookout News said he stopped accepting Doge. That's interesting.
Oh, congratulations! Which model of Tesla do you have?
These are on Tesla, and I have a Tesla. Ooh, okay. Lookout News. Which one? You got the Plaid, the S, the 3, the Y.
We actually.
You got the X. Is the X is the one with the yoke steering wheel? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you can switch up steering wheel.
Can you?
I think so. When you order it, you can. On some models, you can switch up. Like this is my 3. Oh, okay. So it is the fun looking steering wheel.
Yeah,
We
these are the X
actually-
got the yolks.
We actually have so btminers is owned by a company is owned by Leeson Stainless Steel. So we are a DBA of Leeson Stainless Steel, and Leeson Stainless Steel, the company that owns us, actually has a separate branch that sells
Tesla cars.
Tesla cars.
parts.
So our company is actually quite big, and we have various sectors that sells different items, and we have carbon fiber car parts.
And none of us own a Tesla. It does.
And no, we don't own we don't own Tesla yet.
Yeah,
exactly. I think Johnny will probably be our
First one.
Most likely, he's been very. He's been doing a lot of research and looking at pictures and specs, all that.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it too. Like I said, so before we got lost in the Tesla sauce, so Tesla stopped accepting crypto, but like I said, the next Fortune 500 company to accept crypto is going to be big, and it has to be one of the top 5: Walmart, Amazon.
So I actually
Sheen,
no,
count Sheen in there.
I actually have the opposite feeling. I don't think the companies like Walmart and Amazon's acceptance of crypto will really. I mean, it will help with the with a lot of people's feeling towards crypto. But I think what will really change the environment will be one of the companies that are geared towards other businesses as consumers. Like it'll be like B2B companies as opposed to B2C companies.
Business to business.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing business to business, it's not really affecting the market of it. So it had to be business to consumer.
So think about how many people, majority of US consumers still don't own crypto. But if a big company like say IBM or I don't know, the big companies that does a lot, like the companies who trade in millions of dollars to other businesses, if they were to start accepting crypto, that would really just change the whole.
I see what you're saying, but I can't see it being. It can't be a tech company.
No, it doesn't have to be a tech company. But what I'm saying is that it will have to be to have a B2B company accept crypto is to really install trust in that. In the currency, in crypto.
It's a good way to move a large sum of money.
Yes. Think about how long it takes for wire transfer to go through. I was working with Casey, the owner of btminers. I was working with Casey on moving some of his funds to pay, our pay manufacturers and stuff like that. And wire transfers can take up to 2 business days.
Take forever.
And a lot of things can happen in 2 business days. Think about when the market is doing good or bad. Say.
All right, look, I knew. Appreciate you.
So when the market when the market is doing really well, we can order something from say Bitmain, and then if we order 1,000 machines from Bitmain, and then we are given a couple days to send payment, but then in 2 days the market may have changed, and then I'm obligated to pay maybe a lot more than the current market, or by the time I say one of our customers would if a customer was to send payment to us, by the time they send by the time we receive the payment, it could be 2-3 days down the road from when they place the order. So that would make the whole transaction a bit risky on our side and on the consumer side, because then for some companies, they may actually just cancel the order if the item suddenly just jumped in value. But if it's crypto and it's instant and you can move large sums in instant, then I can send money to you. Say if it's like $1 million, I send it to you, and you accept it right away. You sell it for USD, you get it into your bank right away, and we can basically just set on the money set like the I'm sending the Bitcoin to you at say 3:00, then you will get that Bitcoin at 3:00, and it's actually a lot more.
It's a lot easier.
It's a lot convenient.
If you say we do business to business, right, and if we buy from another business, and it's any teller, it can't be because I think as a major rollout, it has to be a slow rollout. It's okay. We're starting to accept crypto, but over time, only payment we're going to accept is crypto.
That will never happen.
Over time, even with a slow rollout, so it gives other businesses to say, okay, we gotta get the crypto we need. It's not a rush, but hey, they give us a time for hey, you got 90 days or 120 days. After that, we only accept crypto. And this one your major you do business with, it is forcing the market to say, hey, my company had to buy a large sum of Bitcoin.
So first of all, I don't think any company will ever say from now on we will only accept crypto. And even with your typical say like Walmart, they will have to accept various different.
Of course, like I said, we're doing business to business. We're not doing business to consumer.
So business to business, I think the most convenient would be when there's international trading involved. I mean, if we're both in US, wire transfers probably wouldn't take very long. And there are, and since if we're both in US, then since we both use USD as a currency, then we can just use USD. But for international, there are a lot of messy things involved, whether it be the exchange rate or the date that the payment actually comes into my account. So with that, I feel like international will be the most useful way
for Bitcoin,
for any crypto.
Any crypto,
but most likely Bitcoin.
It's usually Bitcoin.
So strongest.
We got another story we didn't touch on yet. He's got carried away. The other story, Binance US says asset freeze sought by the SEC will cripple the exchange, will cripple the crypto exchange. According to moneyweb.co.za, Binance US urged the federal judge of the SEC request to freeze billions of dollars of assets of the cryptocurrency exchange during a legal fight with the move will cripple its business and hurt customers. Operations will quickly grind to a halt without the ability to pay employees, vendors, suppliers, and professionals, or maintain the trading platform. Binance US attorney said that. This sums up from the June 5th lawsuit, the SEC filed against Binance US that violates including mishandling of customer funds and misleading investors and regulators. So, if you're freezing a company's assets just to see who's dipping their hand in those accounts, a lot of people, you are going to hold up a lot. You might as well say, yo, just get out.
So when SEC freeze,
you want to freeze.
So if they were to freeze all of their assets, Binance
US assets.
So will they be freezing the bank account that they use to store consumers' assets? So if the consumers' assets are frozen, then a typical consumer will not do that much research and see that, it's SEC's fault for freezing my money. They will simply look at it as Binance's fault. And it's basically, if they were to do that, it's basically another way of just making Binance go bankrupt. And
yeah, that's what the lawyer is saying, that it's going to cripple the organization. It's going to cripple the exchange.
Because as soon as they do that and people can no longer get their money out, then the credibility. So all companies run on credibility.
Yes.
Right. Like if a customer was to buy a miner from us, they trust that we will ship the miners to. So it's all companies run on credibility, which is the trust of that company. And SEC by freezing Binance's assets, it's basically killing Binance's credibility or consumers' trust in them. And
then you racking up lawsuits.
yes, and those I am curious if Binance cannot pay out, if the reason that Binance cannot pay out to consumer, if the reason is because the asset is frozen by SEC, can they still be sued for not paying out or consumers losing their money?
No, they put the notice out and say, hey, due to the whole jib and jab, let you know what's going on, that is going to affect your account. You may give them a grace period to let people say, hey, to pull out their assets.
So here's the thing, though. When SEC freeze Binance,
you're going to give them a time period.
They don't know.
They're going to freeze it automatically? You got to tell the people what's going on.
If they freeze it, if they give them a grace period before freezing the asset, then they can move all the funds out. Then what's the point of freezing the asset, right? So typically when they go in and freeze someone's asset, it's just on notice.
Effective immediately.
So they won't have time to tell the consumers, hey, you need to move your money out because government is not going to allow me to give you your money back
until all this is over.
Exactly. So then if the consumer were to sue Binance for not paying out, can Binance still get in trouble if their asset is actually frozen due to SEC's?
If the lawyers is that good, they can find wiggle room in this.
Oh, but either way, if this was to really happen, the trust is gone.
Then the trust is gone. It might as well just, like I said, and like they mentioned before, like the attorneys mentioned before, that there's a lot of people going to be affected. Like I said, you can't pay your employees now. Because like I said, you froze the bank account. So I get it. I understand. Like you want to see who else is dipping in. You said this account has XYZ people or XYZ LLCs going as associated to this account. I get that you want to see if the CEO is going in, dipping his hand in those funds. I totally get it for personal uses. So it comes to a point. I get. I gotta say allegedly what happened. I mean, FTX did a fraud against the people. The people still trying to get their money. And what Sam Bankman-Fried did was, was dipping his hands in the cookie jar.
So here's another thing. So to see who's dipping, their hands into this pool of money, wouldn't they just have to look at past transaction records? Why would they need to freeze the asset to prevent future transactions?
Yeah, because when they told them to say, "Hey, this is who have access to this account," I don't believe you.
So the thing is, like, if they feel that the CEO of Binance is, moving customers' money
around,
wouldn't they just have to look at the history log of the?
But it's easy. Remember, it's easy to move money around under LLCs, other corporations, and shell companies. It's easy to do that.
I still don't see how you need to freeze all the assets, and because ultimately, the losers will be the people. Will be the small people.
The small people and the working people that work for the company is going to be the losers out of all of this if that goes through. So, and like I said, like if I want to take control over something, just cripple the industry. This is a basic move. I want to control it. Just cripple the industry, and I give you my product.
So in that case, I do feel this is what most companies are doing. They're just simply moving out of US.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with the headache no more.
And yeah.
So now
It's
that's why people are
frustrating.
saying, that's why people's calling for his job. Like, I never wish no one to get fired and things of that nature. Like, that's not my position. Like, someone could go, it doesn't say, yo, we need to fire Anthony and Lena. It's like, I'll never want to wish that on nobody. But I get it. Like, I get where you're coming from. But I get, like I said, hey, like being in the United States all your life and dealing with politicians and dealing with the government, you know the game the gamut that they play. And you've seen the gamut that they play. It's just like half the stuff you see people doing in the street from the mob and stuff like that, US does. They just do it on a higher level.
No, when the government does it.
When the government does it, it's on a higher level. It's okay. We justify the means of us doing that. You want to cripple competition, take them out.
So I don't think this whole ordeal is going to it's going to last very long. Though I think eventually someone else will stop in and just stop.
That's why they try to get rid of them and bring a new regime in there to allow crypto to flourish, the Web3s, the AIs and stuff like that. Let it flourish. Next one's going to be AI.
I do think that the reason that U.S. is able to stay as the top developed country in the world is because we are so supportive of innovation, of new concepts, and that's how
I know it is, but
and if we are now suing, if the government is thinking of suing the creator of Bitcoin, along with shoving out all these companies that are supporting Bitcoin, then other tech companies are going to worry, will my innovation somewhere down the road, if someone were to do wrong or to perform some kind of wrongdoing with it, will I get in trouble?
I think the idea is not the moment innovation, right? I think US crave innovation. Mm-hmm. The issue is that when you create another currency outside of USD, the other recognized currencies, there's an issue. So when, like I said, when Bitcoin spiked at 68,000, and you looked around and say, hey, even though it's decentralized, who's backing this? How did this happen?
Well, currencies are backed by people's trust.
Yes.
A dollar is worth a dollar because nobody, US dollar has not been backed by gold or silver in ages. So we trust that a single US dollar is worth the value of a dollar, because we were willing to use that $1 bill to buy, like, say, a candy bar. Right, the day that I'm not willing to sell my candy bar for $1, or the day that I'm not willing to give out $1 or the day that people won't accept my $1 for a candy bar, will be the day that dollar loses. It's all in the trust.
But I think the dollar did lose.
Run by trust.
I know that, but I think the dollar have a little bit lost their value. It's usually be a running joke. Arizona iced teas always be 99 cents. Now it's not 99 cents no more.
It's inflation.
Like $1, I think $1.25, $1.50.
Dollar Tree is not $1 anymore. One day I opened the door to Dollar Tree, it's $1.25. It's $1.25 trees now.
So if you look at it, it's like innovation is here. Like I said, it's the currency model of this now. All right, we just innovated a new currency that we don't control. It is left amongst the people to control it. Government don't trust the people. The only thing they trust is when it's time to vote. But other than that, they make the decision that's good for us.
So my view on this is, as much as we boast about freedom and all that stuff, it's really the world is really run basically the world runs on money, and it runs on the control over money.
Mm-hmm.
As much as people hate the 1%, quite honestly, they do run the world. And whoever controls that currency that the 1% uses will be the person with most power. So I can understand why any government would be alarmed against cryptocurrency, because if they were to accept the currency, then they are losing their control over money and over the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is why, basically right now, you look at the countries that are very open and accepting of cryptocurrency. They're typically countries that are not doing very well financially.
Their GDP is not that great.
Exactly. So I can see why U.S. government wants to keep cryptocurrency or Bitcoin down for as long as possible. But I do think that somewhere along the line, they will just have to accept it, because it's not going away. Whether or not U.S. wants to admit it or not, it's not going to go away.
Mm-hmm. Technically there's an hour. You count the last part of the live. You're right. Is either they accept it, or like I said, they're crash industry. They're just try to collapse the industry.
So if U.S. won't accept it, here's the thing: for other countries, like say China or the European Union, they don't have as much to lose if they accept crypto. For those countries, maybe they won't have as much control over their inflation or economy. But for many other countries, accepting crypto may bring them more business for the companies in their country. The reason that U.S. is so against it is because right now U.S. dollar is the dominant exchange medium for B2B transactions or for B2B trade, and so that's why U.S. is against it, and I understand that, but I think eventually they'll have to accept it, or businesses may choose to establish elsewhere.
And you don't want that.
Nope. That's even worse than losing U.S. dollar. I mean, you think about companies moving out of U.S.
I mean, yeah. So then U.S. going to talk about bringing back. So when people over there talk about bringing back old jobs, try to bring back the factory jobs and stuff like that. They want to buy factory goods, so goods in the United States.
I don't want my shoes to cost $500.
Exactly. That's really gonna try to mum with that notion. We're gonna bring back this. We're gonna bring back that. But
it will bring everything back. Every developed country, I think what really distinguishes a developed country from a developing country is the transition from being a manufacturing goods country to a service-based country. So in U.S., we don't see a lot of manufacturing. What we really do is services, right? We sell
Hollywood.
Yeah,
we sell Hollywood to people.
Or we do like
music.
The last minute assembly, but we don't really produce any. That's why everything in Walmart is made in China.
I mean, I think they produce fruit, so I think like strawberries.
But that's
oranges.
But that's
that's
very
fruit.
Small portion, and quite honestly, our farms
chicken?
Are not.
Or beef is coming from America. They produce.
I know a lot of pork in China comes from U.S.
Yeah.
But overall, we are more we're all more service based than manufacturing based, and the thing is, as much as we want to have human rights and be environmentally friendly and reduce pollution, these are probably not going to go away, because that's how goods are kept low in price. So yeah, I think.
Ending on that right there. All the
Yeah.
computer gets that. Everyone, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. We do apologize for earlier show. We realized that you wasn't getting good quality sound, but now we are. I'm your man Ant. This is Lena. This is the Crypto Fix. We see you again next week. Try to get some guests here so we can talk more about this. Like I said, this crypto, SEC and crypto. Oh, financial failure. What's up, man? Before we go, what's up, brother? So if you missed a lot. So here's the rundown real quick for you, because I love you. So we were talking about what happens. What happened if the SEC sues Bitcoin? Oh yeah, we know we know that feeling. Too many meetings. Yes, we know that feeling. So we talked about what happens if the SEC sues Bitcoin. The true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto will come to light. Will Bitcoin value increase because the identity of this wonderful person people held up created Bitcoin, or will it flatline because the dude or the person may come out don't meet your expectations? We did a rundown on Binance saying that if the SEC frees their Binance US frees their assets, it's going to cripple their exchange. They can't pay the employees, can't pay the consumers, can't pay vendors. The whole operation is going to crumble down. And Fox love dumping on the left. So he did mention that Gary Gensler is turning the U.S. into a technological wasteland. That he don't want to innovate. He is coming after crypto. He's saying crypto is a bunch of What was it? Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, and Ponzi schemes, and leaving the public people to the bankruptcy line. Financial failure. What's your thoughts? I know I just made a lot at you. Man, I don't know, but I just released a video about my experience through this type of. It will all blow over time.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Eventually, government will just have to accept it, and then we can move on, and people can invest in a more secure environment.
Not me. I believe the government is going to collapse the industry, and I hope they don't. They're going to collapse and come up with their own crypto. So like I said, I believe they're going to take full control. So that's what I believe. I hope it does blow over. Like, yo, if you got to pay a fine. You leave the United States. I hate to see you, Binance or Coinbase, you leave the United States. I hate to see it, but they had to leave the United States just because they can't do business. I get it, but if not, follow whatever regulations. You come up with the proper regulations that we need to follow, and you have to accept that crypto is a currency. Also, I meant to mention before we left, if you do have a wallet on crypto.com by June 21st, 11:59 Eastern Time, they'll no longer be part of the United States. So if you do have coins on the crypto.com, move them out.
See, this is how it's supposed to be. You need to give people warning, and then people can react.
That's what they gave a warning.
Yeah, see, this is why people are frustrated with Gary Gensler, because he's not giving people a warning to start following the rules. Just like afterwards, like after everything's like going on for so long, he just slapped the lawsuit and say, "Hey, you're in trouble. For what? For a rule that I didn't tell you that I was planning on giving you."
So crypto.com will no longer operate in the United States, but the Lakers, the state, and the Clippers play at, it was still called the crypto.com arena because he signed the lease, I think, for like 20 or 70 years for like 50. Like the number.
We need to look that up because 20 to 70 is
Hold. That's
very
hold
long
on. The
span.
crypto.com. Shutting down. All right. Let's see. It's nothing going to happen to. I know nothing's going to happen to the arena.
Also, I have a question on crypto.com moving out of US. Does that mean like everyone who had an account or everyone in US who had an account with them need to move their money out, or can they still access it if they have a VPN?
You trust that?
VPN.
I mean, you trust the VPN? Oh, are you gonna do a name change? Let me see. I think I found it. How many? It was a huge number of years. I apologize. I got the numbers backwards. So for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Clippers play at, it would still be called the Crypto.com. They signed a 20-year deal for $700 million. So Crypto.com going to stay in America under because the Lakers, the former Staples Center played that. So they're going to be there for 20 years. But that's interesting. But when FTX did it, the Heat changed their name right away. But I think that was like more criminal side. They just leaving.
Yeah, and also it's really in the details of the contract.
Yeah. So everyone, if you worry, like I said, crypto.com is still going to be if you love the Los Angeles Lakers or the Clippers. But like I said, if you do have a wallet with them, take your funds out by the 21st, 11:59. If you didn't, you probably sent the email out or message out to everybody. But we let people know just in case you missed it. If you all miss messages, take your money out.
Oh, also, we are now open for repairs on btminers and Go Shell miners.
Yes.
In our New York office.
Yes, we are. So I know people got S19 questions. I'm not the person to answer those questions. We'll be able to get S19 sent here. So, but
no, depending on model of it.
Depending on the model. So
most of the newer models are still under warranty. So typically people don't send their miners to our facility for repair unless the machine's out of warranty. Because if it's under warranty, you go directly to the manufacturer to get it repaired for free. If you ship it to us, then we do charge. We're not in the warranty system. We are the warranty repair company for Go Shell's miners. Can we show up physically? Oh yeah,
man. I would love to do a sit down live show in a nice area, man. I would love to do that.
We can move the couch around, and then maybe we can do a live show.
I would love to do that. I guess I went on locations a few places. Doing live. That was fun. I would love to sit down and talk to the people in a small auditorium and do a live.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And we can show you around our facility. Well, we have a very small office here. It's mostly the facility here is just for repairs and for sales and marketing. So we don't we don't have a warehouse next door with hundreds of machines. But we do have repair station here, and then we have our hosting facilities 2 hours north. So unfortunately, we won't be able to show you that, but We can show you our repair station.
Yeah, we love the financial failure. Just reach out to us on social media, and I can send us a DM, and we can set this up. Like, yeah, come by. We can talk. We can do a live together. We can talk. Have fun, man. Like I said, like Lena said, our office is very small, so you'll see me, you'll see Lena, you'll see Johnny, you'll see Leah, and that's it. You'll show where the magic happens. And like I said, man, I would love to do a live in front of people. Just sit down and talk and talk crypto. Let's talk politics and crypto. I'm all for any type of conversation. Oh, I don't tease with a good time, man. Like I said, man, like I said, just let us know. Like I said, we love to open the doors up to the people. As long as you're not, off your meds or something like that, then we got to be worried.
And we are looking for different people's perspective on crypto and anything in general in this industry is welcome. We want to
Yeah,
talk to people, whether or not you made a lot of money from investing in crypto, or whether or not you do mining, or if you just trade, or even if you only do like GPU mining. Um, Although I don't think GPU miners are doing that well
no.
nowadays. Um, but yeah, we welcome anyone's view perspective on crypto, and we will really welcome new insights.
Yeah, and me, I take any type of viewpoint here. You on the far right, this I hate crypto. If we can sit there and have a simple dialect and find some way to meet in the middle, I'm okay with that. Like, hey, you tell me the reason why you hate it. I tell you why it's beneficial. You find some way to meet, we meet. If not, cool. Like, no bloodshed, no nothing. This is your reason. Financial failure. Look out new. Everyone that's watching, I appreciate you. Like again, financial failure. Reach out to us on social media so we can set this up. This is the Crypto Fix. I'm your man Ant. I'm here with the lovely Lena, our office manager here at BT Miners. I see you guys again next Tuesday, noon Eastern. We're gonna have the sound ready this time. We're gonna have everything set up ready. See you later, financial failure. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. We out.